Just something about seeing that Konami logo on the screen really sends chills down my spine knowing I'm about to play something pretty awesome, and that's what this game is. This is quite possibly the greatest Batman game ever made. Batman Returns for the SNES. There's tons of other Batman Returns games out there, but this one stands out the most. The darkness amplifies the chill of the falling snow. A shrill scream pierces the cold as we look upon the Cobblepot household. The parents, horrified by their disfigured child's appearance and behavior, threw him and his carriage into the Gotham River. I guess a rich guy played by Pee Wee Herman's, of course, going to do that. Their carriage floated down the storm drain and ended up in Arctic World, part of the old Gotham Zoo. There it was carried off into the darkness by huge emperor penguins. The emperor penguins are quite large, and they're going to be the main villains of this game. Well, they're not really the main villains, but we have to fight against them. At least this game's setting up, they're going to be fighting against them 33 years later. Christmas is approaching in Gotham City, but repeated sightings of a strange penguin creature have been nagging the metropolis of late. The mayor is addressing the crowd in Gotham Plaza, completely unaware of a huge red gift box that is slowly moving towards the crowd. The box bursts open and weird members of the Red Triangle Circus Gang careen through the terrified masses. They're really good, digitalized photos of the characters in the movie and put in this game. It was a pretty impressive thing at the time. I mean, a lot of video games are doing that at the time to make them look realistic and lifelike. Batman Returns looks like a poster for the movie. Batman Returns. Imagine someone having a poster of that in their bedroom back in 1992, and they're proud of the fact they saw Batman Returns or want to see the movie. Gotham City as a hero who is aware of all evil doings in Gotham City. If he really was aware, how didn't he stop the Penguin, not stop the Penguin before he emerged like this? A hero that bears strength and intelligence under his dark mask. He is the mysterious Batman. He bravely stands up against all evil. The fragile peace that exists in Gotham City is reinforced by his presence. He's holding a gun like in that scene, almost like he's gonna shoot someone in the head again, like what he did in the last game. However, there is a new player in town, an adversary that is in Gotham City. She used to be the quiet secretary of Max Schreck, a powerful businessman. Frustrated by the villainous Schreck, she has transformed into Catwoman. They're really bringing this on a lot. They're really trying to introduce us to who the villains are. She prowls the streets in search of Batman, but will she help Batman? Or join with the Penguin and become another villain and try to destroy him? They really drag on this opening cutscene for very, very long. It's like is this a game or is this a movie? The Bat, the Cat, the Penguin. I mean, the movie did have a huge emphasis on the villains. My mom even questions, is this really Batman Returns? With like a question mark on the end. Is this really never Batman movie? Because it seems to be more about the villains than Batman himself. Maybe this game would have been more accurate to the movie they did that. But then again, this game is very accurate to the source material, the movie. Batman's battle's about to begin. Because the last Batman game I played, which was Batman for the NES, that came out it was based on the 1989 Batman movie, and it had very little to do with the movie at all. It barely qualifies as being a game based on that movie, but this is a completely different story. This is actually pretty much the real thing. Like, we're seeing like a game based on the movie, and definitely is based on the movie. It does tons of relevance. Like, it's filled with relevance. Each level is actually something they took directly from the movie itself. I'm playing on difficulty Mania, which is the hardest difficulty in this game. I'm setting it to 7 lives because I'm a bit of a wuss. And also, this game I'm playing it on Mania, so, I mean, it's only been recently that I've been able to beat this game on Mania. I recorded myself playing this game years ago, I just did it on normal, and back in those days, that was a big achievement. Like that little kid that beat Super Mario World, and it's like, oh, I beat Super Mario World, yeah. But I was like that when I used to beat this game on easy, but now I beat this game on Mania like it's nothing. Just another day in Ray Phoenixville, where all the Mayor Ray Phoenix does is play this game by defending his city by controlling Batman. Mysterious Batman, like Batman has some sort of like microchip in his brain that the mayor uses to control him so we could fight off all the villains and the mayor could keep the city safe without having to physically go and fight Maybe the way you can actually fight against the real villains. Like there's those ones in the motorcycle things. Look like the Martians or Mars attacks are driving around on the motorcycles, and Batman has to fight these clowns. Yeah, Batman fights clowns in this game. You think those clowns have been working for the Joker because Batman had a villain that was a clown, but this actually is very accurate to the movie, because in the movie, the main villains, the main henchmen of the villain were clowns. Batman would have to fight against the clowns. I guess the Joker isn't the only clown Batman fights against. It's a Batman fighting clowns. Even in the 60s Batman, he had another villain called Clownface that he had to fight against. It's all about the clowns. What's a Batman fighting clowns? Why do clowns hate Batman for some reason? Why is always Batman fighting against the clowns? The music in this game is really good too. It's actual music, like Danny Elfman's score music from the actual movie, and it sounds really awesome on the SNES. Even the box advertised that it was like CD quality music, like a CD quality music on a game, it's not even on a CD. There was a Sega CD version of this game. I heard it wasn't that good. It was shown in advertisements for the Sega CD, but I don't know, I never played the Sega CD version of Batman. I don't plan on ever doing that every time soon. Sega CD is kind of challenging for my computer to emulate for some reason. I don't really care about Sega CD. Sonic CD, Sylphid, and a few other odd games are the only reasons why it's worth it to get a Sega CD in the first place. I don't think Sega CD is really worth it. You're fighting against, like, there's a bazooka clown. It's a clown walking around with a bazooka. Imagine if clowns had bazookas in real life. They could just walk around town and destroy whatever they want, and we wouldn't have a civilization anymore. We still have civilization now because of the Batman. The Batman's gonna fight to help preserve our civilization. There's those things called test tubes, that they're pretty much nukes, where you press the R button, and I forget, it's the button where the triangle button is on a PS1 controller. I'm playing this game with a PS1 controller because it's the closest thing I have to an SNES controller. I never owned an SNES before, and I've said in a lot of my other videos that I consider SNES to be the greatest gaming system that I've never owned. It's such an awesome system. I would love to have one. They're just really expensive for some reason, and the games are also another story in terms of how expensive they are. I wish the games were a lot cheaper. I'd be buying an SNES and tons of games for it, and I'd be happily playing on my Super NES right now. But oh no, that never happened, simply because I chose to get a Genesis rather than the SNES, so I would have had to settle for the crappy Genesis version of Batman Returns. There was a Batman Returns game for the Genesis, but it sucks compared to this one. But I never had that one either because I heard that it sucked, so I never went out and bought it. I just stuck with the SNES version in a day when I was new to emulators. I was playing this on SNES 9X, which is a very dated version of the SNES 9X emulator, which was dated from like 2001 or so. It was called SNES 9X supposedly because it was made to run on 9X-based versions of Windows, like Windows 98, Windows 95, Windows ME, and I was playing it on Windows XP, and even on Windows 10, like even just like 3 or 4 years ago now, I was still using this archaic, dated emulator. But now I have a much better emulator, SNES 9X 2010, which is embedded in RetroArch, and it plays these games like a charm. There's no more sound skewing or anything like that, and the graphics look perfect. I can't imagine that SNES game looking any better than this. If I ever bought an SNES, and I could only have like a few games, I was only allowed to have 5 games for my SNES, and that was it. This would definitely be one of them. This definitely is one of my favorite SNES games ever. I've played this game and beat this game so many times that it's like, I've lost count of how many times. I've probably beaten this game more times than I've beaten any other game on the SNES. This is better than the SNES version of Captain Commando. This is better than the SNES version of Final Fight. Final Fight on the SNES is a bit of a mess compared to how the original arcade was. I actually played Final Fight in an arcade once, about 2 years ago at an arcade in Brisbane. So yeah, I actually have played the original arcade version of Final Fight. And Final Fight had 2 sequels on the SNES, and they were both very pathetically easy compared to the original. Here's the first boss of the game. Sometimes the game goes into these 2D segments. I don't really care much for these 2D parts. These 2D parts seem kind of weird and out of place considering the fact that most of the game is played using the same kind of isometric perspective that Final Fight and Streets of Rage uses, and sometimes it goes to this. I don't know, it's a little bit disorienting. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to add variety to the gameplay. They thought they could do that by making it more of a traditional 2D platformer, making it feel like it was the first Batman game from 1989, but this game actually, this game is really good. I mean, these parts are not bad. They're not bad, so to speak. I still think they're pretty good. I just like the isometric parts more because it's more like Final Fight, Streets of Rage. Wow, the Batman, or is it just Batman? That's an actual quote from the movie. I didn't really know that much when I first played this game. We just find out that Batman saved the lady. It's going to become Catwoman later in this game. Oh, Housewell, imagine if he didn't rescue her. Oh boy, all the trouble that would have saved us if we just didn't rescue her. I mean, Batman can't rescue everyone, right? A mysterious creature known only as the Penguin has been spotted in Gotham's sewers. Wonder what he's doing there. He allies with Max Schreck to destroy the mayor's reputation, allowing himself to become the new mayor of Gotham City. What else would he become the mayor of? Of course it's Gotham City. Burn, baby, burn. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.